Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I am diving into one of the new Leviathan fights. I am going to be taking on Leviathan EX1. Now, I have actually already beaten both the EX1 and the EX2. I will say that if you have the right things, I think that this is likely the easiest EX2 summon fight that we've had so far in the game. This one took me less than 10 tries. Leviathan has an interesting series of things that he does, and they can change here and there. But for the EX1, I think that it's not as much of a problem as it could be in EX2. So that being said, let's jump into this fight. I'm going to show you guys my team, which is right here. I'll be running Yuffie, Zack, and Cloud. And before we jump into it, let's go over here. Let's look at Leviathan. So here's Leviathan. His weakness is going to be lightning, resistance to water, of course. Immunities are poison, darkness, silence, stun, fatigue, fog, physical attack down, and magic defense down. All right, so physical defense down is going to work, and that is important because lightning element physical attacks are effective against this enemy. Now for Leviathan himself, he's going to use many powerful water element magic attacks, increases potency of water element abilities with Tidal Roar, grants lightning resistance up when initiating force gauge Maelstrom, potency of Tidal Wave changes based on the amount the gauge is filled, and the gauge can be depleted with lightning damage. Now I've put together a PowerPoint for you guys to check out, so that being said, let's go over there and check it out. Alright guys, so here we are on the PowerPoint for the Leviathan EX1 fight. This one I think is a difficulty level of 6 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. It's hard to say just depending on what gear you have. Obviously, if you don't have the right stuff, this could be a 10 out of 10 fight. But I'm just going to be going through this fight, breaking it down for you guys as best I can, and then discussing it so that you guys have the best understanding of the fight as it is. I will go to say that this fight is not that much different from the EX2, so by learning this fight, it's going to make the EX2 that much easier. Alright, so for sigils, there are going to be X and triangle for Leviathan. I will say that a sigil boost breaking weapon is necessary for at least one of the two, whether that's triangle or X. Now, Murasame, Cloud's lightning weapon, is perfectly set up for this. Leviathan is weak to lightning physical damage, and it has a sigil breaker on triangle. Now, today with my team, I'm not going to be running a sigil boost breaker on my second character. So for example, Cloud and Red 13 with the Seaside collar work great in this fight. So if you do have both of them, I highly recommend using Red 13 because he also has the X sigil break booster on Seaside collar, which is also his lightning imperil weapon. Now this video is going to be for all you guys out there that don't have one of the two of the sigil breaks so that I can show you how to break the sigil phases with only having one boosting weapon. Now, Leviathan is going to be weak to lightning and physical. What we need to know is that Leviathan has high magic attack, breaks magic defense, has 2 long sigil phases. The first one's really long, the second one's half as long. Okay? He has powerful single target attacks. Briny Briar is the one that comes to mind. And the first half of the battle is harder than the second. Once you get to the second sigil phase, it should be all downhill from there. So more or less, if you can get through the first sigil phase, you can beat this fight 100%. The best characters for this fight are going to be Cloud, Red 13, Zack, Yuffie, and Lucia. That doesn't mean that the other characters won't work. It just means that these are more tailored to this fight off the bat. All right, so let's jump over to the next page here. My team strategy. So I am running Cloud, Yuffie, and Zack. Cloud is my DPS. He's a pure lightning physical DPS with a triangle sigil breaker with the boost. That is essentially all Cloud will be doing in this fight, is just as much damage as humanly possible. He is also going to be our magic defense buffer for the fight, though in this fight it's not as necessary to have as opposed to the EX2 fight where it's a lot more necessary. So for example, in the opening sequence, In the opening sequence, and I'll get to that in a second here, you have to break Leviathan's Maelstrom, which is his lightning bar that he brings up before he does his first tidal wave. It's extremely important to break that bar before he goes into tidal wave, because if you don't break it, then tidal wave charges really fast. But if you do, it charges much slower, which gives you time to set up for it and greatly reduces the damage. Now, apart from Cloud, we have Yuffie as our main buffer. She will be buffing physical attack up with the Arctic Star, along with using the Wind Slash weapon to imperil lightning against the boss. Now we have an X Sigil Breaker on Yuffie. This is going to be just a materia, so no boost. And then last but not least, I'm going to be running Zac here. He's going to be our healer slash breaker. So with Twinkling Star, he's going to be taking care of magic attack break and physical defense break. So this weapon works perfect for this fight, especially in the main hand, because it allows his third materia slot to become a cure all. All right, that's going to give him an AoE heal. I'm going to run him with the enhanced sword in his second slot for a single target heal. And then he's also going to be breaking sigils, which is a little bit tricky because he's our main healer. So we are going to have to utilize a strategy of interruptions through limit breaks while healing, while breaking the sigil phases. All right, so let's go over to the next page. All right, the fight strategy itself. It looks like I wrote Specimen H0512 mechanics up there. Just ignore that. It is Leviathan. All right, so fight strategy right here. Opening sequence. Must break the opening lightning gauge before tidal wave charges. We were just talking about that right here. It's very, very, very important that we get that done. So at the beginning of the fight, he's going to hit us with a magic defense down. I'm not even going to counter that with the bandage sword. We're just going to go full-blown DPS to break his bar so that the tidal wave is survivable. Okay, so we're going to ignore the magic defense down and opt for pure DPS. Breaking this bar will increase the cast time of tidal wave, which is going to give us more time to prepare, and it's going to greatly reduce the damage. Once tidal wave hits, we're going to use our limit breaks one at a time to interrupt his attacks, increase our ATB, and boost our damage moving towards the sigil phase. You want to go into the sigil phase with max HP, preferably, especially with this strategy, without having two sigil boost breakers. All right, a note here, guys, is that when Leviathan uses Briny Briar, which is a very powerful single target attack, he's always going to target the character with the lowest HP. So make your character with the lowest HP the one that has the highest defenses for tanking his damage. All right, so lots of water resistance, etc. All right, so let's jump over here. This is still Leviathan EX1. It is not the Specimen H0512. All right, so the first sigil phase is going to be 55X and 55 triangle. Yes, you heard me right. It is a shitload. All right, with two sigil boosters, right? So Red 13 and Cloud, for example, this is a lot easier as they each can handle their own sigil phase on their own, which would allow Zac to heal them in the interim, right? However, we're going to be running that strategy. We're going to be running a strategy with what to do if we only have one sigil boosting weapon. So our strategy will utilize what to do without a second booster and use limit breaks to interrupt at crucial moments during this phase. All right. Upon breaking the sigil phase, re-break the physical defense down, re-imperil, and continue the onslaught of DPS. Once you get through this part, the rest of the fight is downhill from here. However, you still can lose. All right. So not long after the first sigil phase, Leviathan will use his aquatic form again, Maelstrom, where his lightning bar comes back up, returning the bar that must be broken with lightning damage. All right. We need to damage this as much as we can, but not very long into this, Leviathan will go into his second sigil phase. This one is not as big as the first. It's about half. I think it's 25 of each sigil. And so this sigil phase is smaller, so put it down as fast as you can, and we're going to move into the final phase of the Leviathan fight. At this point in time, we're going to utilize our limit breaks, all of our debuffs, and damage to win the fight. The limit breaks are super crucial in this fight, having quick casting limit breaks so that we can constantly interrupt him. Especially the Leviathan has quite a large window of time where he's kind of stunned after you use a limit break. It's not like he's actually stunned, but he takes a moment, a longer moment, to come back from it than other summons that we fought in the past. So I'm going to be showing you guys that. All right, guys, here we are back in the game. I'm going to go over my specific team build for this fight, and then we are going to get straight down to it. All right, so I am running a team 244,000 power over the recommended of 230,000. I have Yuffie here as my primary buffer, Zac as my primary breaker / healer, and Cloud as our primary DPS. I am running Yuffie's buffing costume along with Landscaper. This is very important to run a quick limit break here for at least 2 characters of the 3. 900 charge speed, and it does 2 times damage against a single opponent, which is great. I'm going to be running the Arctic Star to boost her and Cloud's physical attack, and the very important Wind Slash weapon for the Thunder Imperil here. Very, very important, guys. All right, now moving on to Zac. Zac is going to be running his buff debuff extension costume. We're also running a very fast casting limit break, Apocalypse right here, which will also do ×2 damage against a single target enemy. All right, I'm also running Twinkling Star right here. This weapon is a MVP in this fight. It decreases magic attack while also debuffing physical defense, which works absolutely perfect for Cloud right here. Then I'm also going to be running the Enhanced Sword Z. This is going to give him boost healing, boost ability potency, but most importantly, a very strong single target heal to counter the Briny Briar single target attack that Leviathan will be doing throughout this fight. Now, last but not least, we have Cloud rocking the original battle garb, Ramuh's Thunder, Judgment Bolt right here. Super important on Cloud. We have the Murasame right here. As you can see, I have it OB10, level 110. No need to take that to 120. And I have the Bandage Sword right here for the AoE magic defense up for the team. Now, to go into the individual character builds themselves, here I have Yuffie sitting at 69k power, 10k HP, 2.5k physical attack, 116 physical defense, 139 magic defense. Now, do take note that Yuffie is my character with the lowest HP. I did that on purpose because of her sub-weapons. Now, in her R abilities, we have HP focused, we also have physical attack focused, magic defense is focused, but we also have boost water resistance here at 3. That's 20% water resistance, along with buff debuff extension here, which is going to get us up to 120% right there, which is super solid. For the back end weapons, I'm running the 1000 Waves, HP magic defense. I'm running the Rifle of Levin for the boost water resistance, boost attack. So as you guys can see, mine's not even OB10, this is OB6. So even if you have it at OB10, it's going to work a lot better. And then I have the Beach Parasol right here, which is going to boost HP and magic defense as well. Now let's jump over to the other characters. Here is Zac sitting at 77k power, 11.1k HP. He's got 1700 physical attack, 1700 magic attack. He's not a damage dealer in this fight. 114 physical defense, 118 magic defense, and 2.1k healing. In the back end, he's got HP at level 6, magic defense 2, healing at 6. He's got ability potency 2, physical ability potency at 3, limit break potential, and buff debuff extension at level 2. His sub-equipments are going to be the Chocobo staff right here and the guard stick from Aerith. I dropped one of these off just to lower my team's party combat down, just so that I wasn't overdoing it. But if you guys put this team together, you will have an extra slot right here. You can just slot that in with the other Ramuh weapon for some water resistance right there, or more healing, but I wouldn't really focus on the DPS for Zac. All right, last but not least, we have Cloud Strife, 10.7k HP, 3.3k physical attack, 121 physical defense, 110 magic defense. Cloud is a full-blown DPS in this fight. He is not focusing on anything defense-oriented whatsoever. He is going to have boost HP level 5, physical attack 7, lightning potency 7, 11 blade arcanum, and the ice resist, which does nothing. In his sub-equipments, I have the crystal gloves right here, super important, HP and lightning potency right there. And then I'm also running the broadsword axis for the physical attack and lightning potency as well. For you guys, you'll be able to slot something else. I recommend going with a DPS weapon for something to raise his lightning potency or physical ability potency right there. But that being said, that is going to conclude the team fight. If you guys have any questions about your own teams, if you can't put together something quite like this, definitely ask me in the comments below, and I will help you guys get through that. All right, guys, here we are going into the Leviathan EX1 fight. Like I said at the beginning of this fight, we have to break his lightning bar. That is the only and most important thing that we are doing right off the bat here. So we're going to be imperiling him and breaking his defenses as quickly as possible right here. All right, I'm going to block that hit right there, switch back, and we are just going to keep on imperiling him as much as possible right here. Zac only needs 2 hits. All right, there we go. I'm going to wait on Cloud's ability right here to get off one more Imperil from Yuffie. All right, and then with Zac, I'm going to switch over. We are going to heal Yuffie one time right here. Cloud went and did Sanctuary right there. That's not a great thing, to be honest. All right, so we're just going to keep on going at it right here. All right, here we go. So we broke the bar. That is the most important thing that we can do. Now he's going to have a much shorter charging time going into his next attack. So we're going to use this opportunity to do some damage right here. All right, I am going to heal up everyone with Zac. And Cloud is going to use Sanctuary here in a second. And Yuffie is going to re-up the physical attack buff. And here we go. All right, so that's basically the first part of the fight. You just want to make sure you break that lightning bar. If you don't break the lightning bar, just retreat and try again. That is the first crux of the fight. All right, so at this point in time, we're going to do as much damage as we can, but in the meantime, we are going to one by one break these or interrupt Leviathan's attacks right here. All right, this is important to get off as much extra damage as we can and prepare for the first Sigil phase. All right, so there we go. Re-up everything. All right, hopefully we can get off one more hit right here. And now we're going to interrupt this tidal roar again. All right, as you guys can see. So we're looking pretty damn solid right now. All right, for Zac, he'll interrupt one more time. We're going to re-up the Imperil right there. We're going to block this hit. All right, and that's going to take us straight into the Sigil phase right there. At this point, we are just going to do as much damage as we possibly can. All right, and we're going to use our limit breaks periodically throughout the fight to lower everything down. All right, here we go. All right. So I'm just going to be using them. They're not going to do a lot of damage because he's kind of defended in this Sigil state. But don't worry about it. What's important is you just survive this Sigil phase and break it, ultimately. All right, here we go. So we're just trying to do as much damage as we can. All right, here comes the next tidal roar. I'm just going to interrupt it one more time. It's good that Yuffie and Zac's limit breaks charge so fast because it doesn't really make a difference that you're using them right here. They will be back up within 3 to 4 regular attacks, and you're more or less good to go right there. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm going to interrupt this again, and hopefully Ramuh will be fully charged by the end of the fight when we need him again. I think that it will definitely be that way. All right, so at this point, we just need to do as much damage as we can while not letting Yuffie die. All right, so we basically handled everything right there. I'm going to block that. All right, so you can block them, but you want to make sure that you're not having your characters cast their sigils while you're in the block phase, or else they will do only 1 sigil instead of 3. All right, so there we go. We're going to interrupt that. Oh, second too late right there. So that's a wasted limit break, but keep it in mind, you guys can do it right on your own runs. I'll leave the mistakes right here so that you guys know what not to do. All right, so we're going to break it on this next one right here. Boom, perfect. Immediately upon breaking it, we are going to go straight back into fully debuffing him all the way. Get Cloud buffed up as much as you can. Get everyone fully healed. All right, and we are just going to roll right into the damage right here, guys. All right, so I'm getting Cloud fully buffed right now. We're going to get the physical defense break on him. All right, there's that greater Maelstrom focus. Okay, so now he's counting down. So at this point, we're just going to keep everything on there. I'm going to interrupt with Landscaper right here. All right, because his Sigil break is coming as soon as that lands, guys. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to hit this right here with Zac. We're going to get one more heal in right here. All right, and here it comes right here. Boom, straight into the next Sigil phase right here. Break it as fast as you guys can. All right. Try to save your limit breaks if possible. Use them if you need it to survive or to not get killed during this phase. But this one is a lot easier to break, guys. So it should be a lot simpler. All right, so here we go. Getting really close right here. One more hit on Zach. One more hit on Yuffie. All right, moving into the red, but we are okay. There's the hit right there. Now we're going to go back into fully breaking him. All right, so just roll straight back into all the debuffs, guys. All right, there we go. Looking solid. Fully debuffed, fully imperiled, back into the damage. We have all of our limit breaks back right here. We're going to break the Maelstrom bar. All right, there we go. And here we go. We're going to Cura one time, and now we are just going to fully take this dude out. I'm not going to let him really hit me with anything. I'm just going to keep one at a time breaking his, or interrupting his limit breaks right here, as you guys can see, and doing as much damage as possible. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to Yuffie. I'll make sure that the Imperil's still up. And then when he goes to attack again, we're just going to use Landscaper right here. All right, right there. So as you guys can see, once you get past that first Sigil phase, it really is downhill. The second Sigil phase is not nearly as tricky. All right, there we go. That's super chillin'. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to get off another hit from Cloud right here. And this last Apocalypse is going to set us up to fully take this down. As you guys can see, the very fast charging limit breaks really give this fight an edge to the player, which is absolutely awesome. All right, so there we go. I'll buff on Cloud right there. We'll get off this Thunder Strike right here. We'll get off a couple Thunder Blows, and that is going to be the EX1 Leviathan fight. Like I said earlier, if you guys have Red 13 and Cloud and Zach, that's like honestly the best combo for this fight. But I wanted to do it with a slightly different team. I love using Yuffie. She just got a banner, so I wanted to put her into this fight and utilize her. I think it's fun to do that. Now, that being said, if you guys have any questions about this fight, if you have a slightly different team, and something just isn't working, I'm happy to answer those questions. However, if you have more complex questions and need to actually have a discussion with people or a community, come join the Curseborn Discord. There is a invite link in the description of all my videos. That being said, if this video was helpful to you guys today, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for future Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. All right, guys, wish you all the best of luck out there. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Take care and peace.